I guess we can address the elephant in the room for this week before we go on to spring football. Ended up there. The elephant in the room for this week, I guess the top story for the week was that Shilo and Shedeur wasn't at the official first meeting. They were in Paris on a runway for Louis Vuitton and the launch of, I think it was Pharrell Williams' Louis Vuitton collaboration out in Paris, France. And just, you saw the internet going crazy. They should be in Colorado. How you gonna miss the first meeting? Everybody has in their opinion on it, and now they're back, and it's like they never missed anything, and they're practicing, and I guess people forgot about them being there now. So what's the deal? Was that a big deal for them being there? What's the significance of them being there? Just talk about the whole scenario. What do you feel about it?
Well, I understand why people would have the reaction of, you have to be at that meeting. You can't skip that. But to me, covering Colorado, it lacks perspective in the sense that Coach Prime doesn't operate the exact same way as the 130 other FBS head coaches. And that's part of the reason that guys want to play for him, is that when they have an opportunity to take advantage of the spotlight, he's willing to do that. And then, somebody will mention the fact that, well, it's because of their last name. And it's like, well, yeah, because Shilo Sanders, I think, was their second best graded defensive player by Pro Football Focus last year. Shedeur Sanders was among the best, most accurate quarterbacks in the country. And by all accounts, they're hardworking guys. So I'm having a hard time following along with the criticism as you kind of delve deeper into it. And it just, I don't know. I think as a Colorado fan, it doesn't bother me because I mentioned this before. A year and a half ago, people wouldn't wear their CU stuff. Now it's kind of a fashion statement to wear CU stuff now. And,
right.
The exposure in getting out in front of people that aren't your typical college football fan grows your brand. We've seen what it's done for the local economy, and that stuff matters. And I don't quite understand all that stuff as a 44-year-old guy, but like, I also understand what my kids are into. And I thought it was a cool experience for them to go through. Had they been gone much longer, then maybe you start to question a little bit. But I look at it the perspective of where Colorado was when Coach Prime got here. And even though they went 4-8 last year, I don't think there's another person on this planet that could have gotten the amount of excitement that Coach Prime's built in these last 13, 14 months. And so why are you going to get up in arms about two guys taking advantage of a really cool opportunity and something in fashion that they have a strong interest in? To me, if you want to criticize it, it's fine. But some people were acting like it was the end of the world. In that part of it, I didn't get.
Yeah, you hit it. If you want to criticize it, it's fine. That's up to you. Do your thing. But I would say this, as being part of a team, I think I live by this right here. Everybody gets treated fairly, but everybody doesn't get treated the same. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And that's because I had him on yesterday. We did an interview with Roddy White and my quarterback, Darryl Hackney. If you come to tell me that Darryl Hackney was treated the same as everybody else on the football team, then you crazy. If I treated my little league quarterback the same that I treated everybody on my on my little league football team, then you're crazy. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen anywhere. Any good, successful team and coach, you treat everybody fairly, but you don't treat everybody the same, because even with your kids, dog, just think about it, So I would say whoever criticized, let them criticize it, but I understand what Coach Prime allowed them to do. I understand, like you said, growing that brand internationally, and it being now indirectly with them being there, globally recognized, just by them being there in that fashion show. It helps them out. More eyeballs. It helps with even more. People don't feel like it, but it helps with recruiting. The more people see you, the more it helps with recruiting. Quick example. One guy said, "How is Coach Prime being on Good Morning America helping with recruiting?" I said, He said, "No 16-year-old is watching that." I said, "You're correct. Maybe no 16-year-old is watching it, but guess who is watching it? The parents of that 16-year-old.
Prime parents. There's the plug.
Shout out to Prime Parents. Yeah, watch Prime Parents. Hit the link below. But definitely, the parents are watching, and those are the people who help make those decisions for those kids. And it's not just recruiting kids; you're recruiting families nowadays, right?
Yeah, no question. I think part of it comes down to it's just different than the norm, and so people have a hard time just taking a second, taking a step back and kind of looking at all sides of a situation. It's like you just want to, well, that's just not how it's done. And it's like, well, okay, why is it not done, and why is it done in this case? And so, yeah, that's the part that I was driving around running errands a couple times with local sports talk radio, and that was the topic on all the stations. And it's like, really, there's nothing better to talk about on the radio out here. And that now sounds hypocritical because we're talking about it on the podcast, but I feel like we're having to talk about it more as a reaction to other people's outrage, which it's fine. Like you said, it's their opinion, and it seems a little over the top in terms of their reaction.
Yeah, a little over the top. They're going to want to find any and everything to try to criticize Coach Prime for anyway. You said they couldn't do this, and now you're allowing them to do uh-oh. Come on, man. These guys in Paris doing their thing, and I liked it. I love the opportunity. I love the look, and I like what it brings, to Colorado, to the whole situation, and Coach Prime and what he's doing. I think more opportunities like this are to come, and these guys. Even Coach Prime said, "You want to get paid like pros, but you don't want to get treated like pros. You got come on, dog. You got to take your pick. You know what I mean? You can't have both of them." So shout out to them for doing that, and I think that was a great opportunity for them, and they're back at it like they never left right now. So, all right, final topic I guess we can discuss.